Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. Today we're doing something pretty fun. We're putting together a 20 gauge buck and ball assembly. We are using, where is it at? Right here. 6 pellets of this 27 cal number 2 buck. Why are we using number 2 buck? Because generally I like 6 pellets of buckshot in my buck and ball with the biggest size ball possible and the biggest size buckshot possible. We are using a wad for this. 3 pellets in rows of 3s of the 27 cal number 2 buck will fit inside that wad by 3s. That was a massive train wreck of a sentence. Anyway, 6 pellets fit in 2 rows of 3 is what I was trying to say inside that wad. And this wad also holds a 575 cal round ball. So, just like I like it, the biggest size ball possible, again 575, 6 pellets of 27 cal number 2 buck, all inside of this wad. This is the Claybuster white 20 gauge wad meant for 7/8 to 1 ounce assemblies. I'll figure out what that is called and put it up here on the screen. The little paper inside the bag is gone and I don't know what they're called offhand. Anyways, I, as well as Josh, are both big fans of buck and ball assemblies. They are pretty cool, especially when the ball hits right where you're aiming and you have 6 or however many pellets you're using all around it in a circle. We have had that happen to us a few times, and it's always very amusing and very rewarding to see that happen. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the components we're using are a brand new prime 2 3/4 inch Shadot Hall 20 gauge. This one just happens to be clear, but it is 20 gauge. Branded Rottweil, but again, Shadot Hall. We're using this stuff right here, and the number of the day is 20, in case you're interested. We are using mix number 47 buffer to go around the buckshot, help it pattern a little bit better. We are using a 20 gauge nitro card, one section of it, for an overshot card. Again, 27 cal number 2 buck and 575 cal round ball, and the 20 gauge 7/8 to 1 ounce wad. This is for tapered hauls, but that's okay. All we need to do to get around that is take a pair of needle nose pliers and pinch out the gas seal. It takes about 5 seconds and it will get a proper seal inside the hull. As you can see, it's actually flared out too much to go in now, which is a good thing. That is the proper seal you want. And since these holes come unscived, we will have to skive that. And how I skive my holes is just get a Michael Myers knife, as my wife calls it, and just spin it a few times like this and it will skive it. You can see the plastic coming off, I hope. Maybe not. But just a few seconds turning that, you can see the plastic right there, and we have a skived hull. It is very, very thin on the edge now. Get that excess plastic out of there. That's impossible to make out on camera, I know, but the hull is now skived and it is ready to fold. Unskived hulls have a very thick edge up here. They basically cut the shell and don't thin it out, which is better for roll crimping, but for fold crimping, which we are doing, you want the hull skived. Before we get to putting this together, what are your guys' favorite buck and ball assemblies in 12, 16, 20, 10, whatever it may be? What's your go-to? I want to know, and we might actually test some of those out at the range. Would be pretty interesting to find out some more, what works for you guys. Let us know. Okay, so we have our mysterious gray dust in there. Our wad now fits like it should because the hull is skived up here. It makes it go in easier. You can see that is a perfect fit. Get that down on top of your powder. Take it over to your press, which is right here. Compress that down just a little bit. Now we are ready for the 27 cal number 2 buck. Again, stack these by 3. It's a bit of a tight fit, but you can make it work. You might need a wad nudger or wad tamper if your fingers are too fat like mine. Anyway, drop these in here 3 at a time. 1, 2, 3. Push that down. Stack by 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure those are flat, and they are. Now our 575 cal, no, excuse me, we need our buffer. How could I forget? Silly me. I'm using mix number 47. It was actually on sale, so I got it rather than the BSB buffer, which I do prefer. But we're going to just dump in about 3/4 of a scoop, Lee 2.2 cc dipper, vibrating massager, and vibrate that down. The top row of pellets is peeking through, which is exactly what you want. That is the proper amount. Now our 575 round ball, you can see that comes up to right there. Throw an overshot card on, fold crimp, you're good to go. Now some people like to put their buckshot on the bottom, some people like to put it on the top. We have gotten better results with it on the bottom. A lot of people have told us that it works better with the buckshot on the top, but that's not been our experience. So anyway, once again, a 20 gauge nitro card with one section tore off as an overshot card. Front station of the Lee Lodahl for the 20 and 16 are the 6-point crimp stations. Since this is a new haul, it doesn't matter which way you turn it. We have our pre-crimp established. Now I'll bring it over here to the Rebasator. Hope you guys can see it, yeah. Give it the old Rebasator treatment. It looks pretty good, yeah. Needs actually a little bit more. There we go, now it's even. I'm standing at the press sideways. It is kind of hard to get it to go down evenly, but probably could have used a little bit more pre-crimp. We do have a tiny hole in the middle, but it doesn't matter. That ball in there and the overshot card will seal the buffer in. That tiny pinhole doesn't matter, but bring it over here to the press. Final crimp it. And you probably can't tell, but very, very nice crimp on that. Again, it does have a small hole in it, but I don't care about that. The buffer cannot spill out. Very, very nice looking shell. I love bucking ball. So cool. Like always, the Rebasator does its job, giving us a perfectly even, uniform edge on it. There's no waviness, nothing like that. The crimp is very deep set, very even. There's nothing wrong with this at all, even though it does have a tiny little pinhole in it. But again, doesn't matter. I have another one done up right here without any buffer. If you guys want to see us pattern these at the range, just let us know. That would probably be a fairly interesting video to film, I would think. I do want to give a thanks to John for sending us the 575 cal round balls. He sent us a Folgers, I'll show you the thing, it's quite a few of them. Folgers Cappuccino 16-ounce can full of 575 cal round balls. We have been testing those off camera for the last few months, and that's, there's the clock again. It's a pretty good size. They can do a pretty good double ball assembly in 16 gauge and non-tox wad, a triple ball in 3-inch 12 gauge. I like them. If you're curious to what these 575 cal round balls weigh, it is 282 grains for pure lead, or 0.645 ounces. You can use 5/8 ounce assemblies, recipes with them. Yeah, pretty good weight to them, and I'd imagine in 20 gauge, if you just do one of these, you could get them screaming pretty fast. And what's cool about these being 575 cal, my 24 gauge, which 24 gauge cylinder bore is 0.579. My gun is improved cylinder. It's 0.575, making it the exact size for these round balls right here. We might actually shoot some of these through my 24 gauge in the future, although the muzzle on that gun is so thin, I really don't want to shoot round balls out of it. We have shot slugs out of it before, but those are kind of undersized just a little bit. These are exactly the same as the muzzle diameter on my 24 gauge, and well, I really don't want to damage that thing because it's the only 24 gauge I have, and it would be very expensive and very hard to replace. But maybe one day if I find another one or get brave enough, we might actually test those out in 24 gauge. But once again, guys, I want to know what your favorite bucking ball recipe is. Doesn't matter what gauge, 10, 12, 16, 20, 28, whatever it may be. Let us know. We really want to hear that. We're big fans of bucking ball assemblies, recipes, whatever. They're awesome. The reason we're saying assembly, recipe, things like that is because we really can't say the L word anymore. It flags a thing on here that, you know, gets the video demonetized. Even though most of our videos are demonetized anyway, we still try to make a little bit of money to go back into the channel to make you guys content, if that makes sense to any of you. Most of the range videos are monetized, but anything else, nah. But anyway, guys, I guess I'll get out of your hair. Please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below and we'll get back to you. And if you want to, go check out our Patreon. It's as low as $1 a month. You guys get early access to content. A link to that, as well as a link to our Instagram, Rumble, and merch store will be down in the description below. But other than that, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.